Hi and welcome to pmplounge.com. Today we are answering a very interesting question that came up after our discussion on scope management. And that question is a project management plan part of project scope? Now, first up, we have discussed project scope and product scope. We have discussed what project management plan is, and I'll link to all these videos in the description if you want to brush up, if you want to kind of do a revision of what these concepts are. You can go over the videos in the description and understand them. So the question remains, is a project management plan part of the project scope? Let's look into this. So, project management plan, project schedule, project budget. You know where this is going, right? So, all these documents, all these artifacts, are these part of your project scope? We have discussed project scope, what project scope is. We have discussed product scope as well, right? The result of your project is a product, right? So, we have discussed the product scope also. Are these artifacts like project management plan, project schedule, project budget, and all many other artifacts and documents that we create during the course of project, are these part of the project scope, right? So these, now the question, the interesting part of the question is the fact that these artifacts, these documents are not shared with the customer, right? So if you are currently doing a project and your product of the project is a website for a customer, right? Will you be delivering the website as well as your project schedule or your project base, the project budget or your project management plan? Well, probably a part of project schedule might be delivered to the customer as well, right? For his or her visibility into how the project is going on. A part of the project budget can be delivered to the customer, right? So for his or her visibility on what the total cost of the project will be. But the project management plan, your risk management plan, stuff like that, are you going to be sharing that with the customer? Of course not. So these artifacts that are not shared with the customer, are these part of the project scope, right? Your project scope, are these documents part of it? The answer is a big yes, and this could be surprising, but that's the right answer. It's true, these artifacts are indeed part of the project scope. So, all deliverables are actually part of the project scope, and all artifacts or documents, any deliverables that are made during the course of the project are actually part of the project scope. And you need to understand here this, since we are touching this topic, I thought of touching this tip as well, that not all project documents are made by the project manager, right? So as a project manager, you could be writing some of the documents, you could be delegating some of the tasks to the any junior project manager or any project coordinator that you may have on your team, but it is your duty to make sure that all deliverables, all artifacts are actually made, right? They are actually written and they are created during the course of the project, right? You may not know, as a project manager, you may not know what goes inside those documents, right? You might not be technical enough. Let's say a peer review document, right? For certain part of code, there could be a peer review document. You might not understand what goes in that peer review document, but you need to make sure as the project manager that documents like these are actually made, because these documents are end of the day part of the project scope. So I hope I answered that question and gave you certain clarity on how project scope is not is not limited to the end product. It includes other artifacts and documents of made during the course of the project. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't done so already, and check us out on our social media, facebook.com/pmplounge and twitter.com/pmplounge. And as always, do check out the website pmplounge.com, your number one free resource for PMP certification and project management industry information. Thank you.